So the other day, I was trying to think of something to create for you as a video. I was trying to think of what you wanted to hear, what would really help you. And I couldn't think of anything for 10 minutes. And then something came through me to just sit in front of my camera, this thing here, and just hit record on this application I use called Screencast-O-Matic. The reason I looked up there is because it's up there, the title of it. And just hit record and just see what happened. And then out of nowhere, a 38-minute video on how to make a change came about. It just came through me. So I had the feeling just now to do exactly the same. Open up my laptop, put the earphones and microphone on, and just hit record and see what comes through me. Now today, I've been feeling I've had kind of mixed emotions today. So I started the morning with a couple of clients at 6 o'clock this morning, a couple of clients, trained them in the gym. Good session, good energy. And then my next client wasn't until 8, and I felt my energy kind of dip just a little bit. So I had some food, had my next client at 8, and my energy was up for that client during that session. Whole hour with that client, and then I felt my energy dip down and shift again. I came here where I am now, and I made myself a coffee, and I went on to, I can't even remember, it was so long ago. What are we now? It's 2:30 now, and this was at about 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, and a lot of things have happened since then. So I just went on to something just reactionary, maybe YouTube, Facebook, something like that. And then something came through me to go out for a walk. So I went out for a walk, really enjoyed that walk. It's a gorgeous day out there. I can kind of spin the camera around and show you the blue. I don't know if you'll be able to see the blue skies. You won't be able to see anything at all. It's not going to focus, is it? It's not white skies, it's glorious blue sunshine out there today. So I went out there for a lovely, let me sort this out. Here we go. Sorry if that made you feel a little bit sick. Went out for a lovely walk today, and the glorious sunshine, energy started to peak again, started to rise. Came home, had some lunch with someone very, very special in my life, and energy was up then. And then they went, and I found my energy drop down again. And I found myself going into scroll mode on social media. That's a bit too hot, I'll save that for a minute. And I've just been sat scrolling on social media, actually for about an hour. Watching a few videos. And I came across a video, and then I came across some comments in the video. The video was about, in fact it was a story. It was a story about someone not being ready yet to step into an opportunity that they'd been offered. And 2 years later, they then attracted that opportunity again, and they got featured on a talk show, very famous person's talk show. And the person who was making comments about this was saying that it's okay to not be ready. And then somebody else in the comments said, maybe you are ready, but saying you're not ready is suppressing the thing that you should be doing. And I thought, that's fantastic. And there was other comments in there about feeling overwhelmed and feeling exhausted. And then again, the same comment came up. You're only overwhelmed and exhausted because you're suppressing and not releasing and not stepping into that thing that you should be doing. So what's crazy is how much more energy I've got now that I'm doing something, rather than when I was just sat upstairs scrolling through Facebook. Because I had uploaded a video. I made a video when I went for a walk. I uploaded a video into one of the guys groups that I run, the Gents Locker Room. It's on Facebook. If you're a guy and you're kind of struggling to cope with the battles that life throws at us on a daily basis, then that group's a really good group for you. It's called the Gents Locker Room. We talk everything: health, wealth, relationships, mindset, all sorts of things to help guys, it sounds a bit woo-woo, but become the best version of themselves, step into their greatness, step into their power, their purpose, and be who they truly are in this world, and how to deal with all these stresses, these struggles, these frustrations that come into their lives. So the Gents Locker Room on Facebook, go find that group, join us, join the discussions in there. I'm posting in there pretty much daily, just from my own experiences. I've told myself already that this is too hot. Yeah, I'm going in again. I'm trying to find out if the first experience was right or not, whether it was just me lying to myself or whether it's still hot. Now it's cooled down a little bit. We do that in life a lot, right? We have an experience, we don't quite get the lesson from it, and then we go in again. We don't quite get the lesson from it, and then we go in again. And every time that we don't get that lesson, we seem to screw up, we seem to fail, we seem to have a bad experience. But all it is just life teaching us lessons, and when we're ready to hear it, that's when we'll learn, and that's when we move through to the next level. So if you've been on a weight loss mission before, a mission to improve the shape of your body, or trying to lose weight, or trying to get fitter, or trying to get stronger, you may have reached your goal or got close to it, but then something happened, something came into your life, something stopped you, something preventing you from keeping going, and then you fell off the bandwagon and you put the weight back on, you became unfit, maybe you picked up an injury. There's a lesson in there for you. There's a lesson in that journey. Something that you did or didn't do while on that journey prevented you from keeping going on that journey, preventing you from keeping getting the results, prevented you from moving on to the next level. And if you don't learn the lesson, then the next time you go on the same journey to maybe get back into shape or increase your fitness, you'll probably get the same lesson. So you might fall off the bandwagon, you might injure yourself, something might come up in your life where you aren't able to continue, and you might put the weight back on, you might get unfit, you might get unhealthy. But again, there's a lesson inside of that. And when you're open to receiving the lesson, that's when you get the lesson, that's when you grow, that's when you move forwards. For years I used to struggle with my finances. I never used to struggle, but my finances used to go up. Something would happen, then they'd come down. Then they'd go up, something would happen, then they'd come down. Then they'd go up, something would happen, then they'd come down. And it wasn't until I looked at this pattern of, okay, life going great and finances going up and then going down. Life going great, finances going up and then going down. And it wasn't until that I took a step back and gone, right, what's going on here? And the main story is I only believed that I only was worth a certain level of income. I told myself I was this much is what I'm allowed to earn. This is my barometer for life. So why is it someone can earn 5,000, someone can earn 50,000, someone can earn 500,000, someone can earn 5 million, and someone can earn 5 billion? Why is that? It's just because their barometers for how much they can earn are different. My barometer was here, so every time I went above that, I would do something to bring it back down. And every time I went below that, I would do something to bring it back up. And the average over my working career, so since the age of 16 to 31 when I got this lesson, if you took how much money I earned over all those years, divided it by the years, the average would be pretty much what I've earned, obviously, all the way through. Some years it was 6,000, some years it was 60,000, some years it was 10,000, some years it was 100,000. But you can see over the years there's a pattern emerging. I told myself I was only worth this much. And what's interesting, I think there was a study done. I never actually checked out the study for validity, but I saw somewhere that said 97% of people earn within 5% of what their parents earned. So if your parents earned 50,000 a year, 97% of people would earn within 5% of that. 97% of people would earn between 50, what's that? 5% of 50,000, 52.5. So 52,500 and 47,500, or something like that. It's crazy. 97% of people earned within 5% of their parents, like plus or minus. So we adopt a lot of beliefs, and I imagine the same is very true for the health of a human being. And the opportunities a human being has, and maybe even the state of the relationships that a human being has, that we're very, very similar to what our parents are achieving. So you can look right now, you can look at your situation right now, so you can look at your finances, you can look at your health, you can look at your relationships, you maybe even look at your spirituality if you want to. There's a very good chance, in fact there's probably a 97% chance that the experiences you're having in those four areas are very similar to your parents' experiences. So just have a look right now, and you might go, oh my God, that's bang on. My parents are millionaires and I'm a millionaire. My parents are dead broke and I'm dead broke. My parents are really overweight and unhealthy and I'm overweight and unhealthy. My parents are ridiculously fit and healthy. I'm ridiculously fit and healthy. My parents are just average with everything and I'm average with everything. Have a look. So what now comes about is, where do we want to go from here? Do we want to continue on that path? Do we want to look at our lives and go, yep, I'm happy being where I am right now, and I'm happy continuing on this path? And if you want to know what that looks like, just look at your parents, especially if you're one of those people that are within 97% of what your parents are doing now already. There's a very good chance that you'll end up like your parents. So if that's how you want to end up, by the way, then cool, then go for it and just keep going with what you're doing. I'm not here to tell you should do that. I'm not here to tell you should do different. I'm here for you to just check in. And this video is as much for you as it is for me, because I'm coaching myself right now. It's crazy what's going on in my head and in my world right now. It's like I'm actually talking to myself. It's like I'm saying, right, Matt, if you're happy with where you are right now, keep doing what you're doing. If you're happy, if you look at your parents and their earnings and their fitness level and their relationships, and I'm not talking like intimate, like loving relationships. I'm talking about like the people that are around them, their friends, colleagues, co-workers, etc., etc. If that's where I want to be, then I just keep on this path. If not, then there might be some beliefs I might need to change. But also, if I look at my parents and go, actually, I'm nowhere near what my dad is like when it comes to relationships, then I could be like, okay, I don't want to be like where he is. I'd rather be where I am, because where I am is serving me a lot more than where he is. But it could be the other way around. Like, it could be my mom. So I could look at her relationships and going, no, I don't want my relationships like her. I want them like me. So there's parts of my mom and dad's relationships, not just with each other, but with the people in their lives, that I could go, yeah, I want that bit, but I don't want that bit. I want that bit, but I don't want that bit. And I can consciously look at that rather than just being like a boat on the ocean with no navigation system, no oars, no engine, and just like a shell, just like floating down the ocean, letting the ocean take me, which is where a lot of people are. They're not really awake to what they're doing. They do school, then college, then university, then job, and they're just going all the way through life in what they think they should be doing. They don't ever tend to stop and step back and go, whoa. And I was totally there until I read a book called The Secret many years ago, and that just woke me up. That was like, oh, this path that I'm on, that my parents said that I should be on, you need to go and get a job, you need to get into a relationship, you need to have children, you need to do blah, 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 blah. I frown at that. Obviously, there's a part of me that doesn't like that. There's some part of me that's showing up for me that doesn't like the way that that's going. All of that went then. And I read this book, The Secret, that basically just, it started this awakening process. I've read a lot of books. I've been involved with a lot of coaches. I've been to events and seminars. I've read blogs and watched videos. And I've done so much. I've journaled. I've meditated. I've fasted for weeks. I've been away to the seaside. I've done so much deep inner work, so much awakening work to be able to step out of this just a sleep state. So I can step back now and go, right, is this the experience that I want to have? If I continue on this path, this is where I'm going to end up. Do I want that? If not, then I get to stop. And that's the same for you as well. I'd like you to consider just stopping for a second and looking at the past experiences you had in your life and just looking forwards and going, right, do I want these same experiences? If not, I might have to change something about me. I might have to look into my beliefs around this system. I might have to look into my beliefs around money. So let me ask you that now. What are your beliefs around money? Is money evil? Is money good? Is money easy to come by? Is it a struggle to get money? Is it easy to get it but hard to keep it? Is it easy to keep it but a real struggle to get it? What are your beliefs? Not the facts, just your beliefs around money. And those beliefs around money are a direct, I guarantee it, correlation to what you're experiencing with money right now. So if you're sat there, you're a multi-billionaire, like one of my past clients was multi-billionaire, created a very, very, very well-known company with a few friends, sold it for a lot of money. Like this company is known worldwide. Created it, sold it, multi-billionaire. Their beliefs around money is a lot different to a homeless guy. So if you're that multi-billionaire, you have a different belief around money than someone else who is a homeless person. Now, if you're a homeless person, which you're probably not if you're watching this on some kind of technological device, unless you're committing fraud and you're looking over someone's shoulder while they're watching this on a bus maybe. If you're a homeless person, or someone who's really not having a good experience with money at the moment, so there's not much money in your life at the moment, if that's you, you have a different belief around money than my ex-client who's a multi-billionaire. And it's not about them being more worthy of it than you are. It's really not. Because I used to tell myself that story. All these rich, famous people, they deserved the money. They were worthy of the money, and I wasn't worthy because I wasn't rich and famous. And to have money, you need to be rich and famous. Trust me, my multi-billionaire ex-client is not famous. Nobody knows them at all, unless her, giving it away a little bit, group of friends. They know her, but the world doesn't know her. There's a couple of restaurants in the city where I live, in the city of, I'm not going to say that because it might give away again who she is, but I was walking through that city, doing a bit of work in a coffee shop, walking back to my car, and I saw this person with somebody else sat in the outside part of this restaurant. It was back in the summer. No one was bothering them. Multi-billionaire, no one was bothering them at all. So they're unknown to the world. So you don't have to be famous to have that amount of money. You really don't. She's not a bad person. She hasn't taken from anybody. She's created something of immense value to a lot of people in the world. That's probably the only difference between someone with money and someone without. The people without money haven't really created that much value to the world. And that might sting a little bit, by the way, if you haven't got much money. And it's not about thinking, right, okay, what value can I create so that I can get money? That wasn't her intention at all. Her intention was, this is what I really enjoy doing. How can I put this into some kind of thing that other people can benefit from? She also saw, then, as soon as she said that, boom, there was like, this is what people could benefit from. And it came to her. It was intuition. It was guided, divine guidance, whatever, the universe, whatever you want to call it. She had no business plan. She had no end goal. It was just, right, this is what I enjoy doing. What does the world need? How could the world benefit from this thing? Oh, I know. Maybe this, maybe that. She started talking to a few people and they said, oh, we're really good in this. This could help you with your thing. And they'll be like, oh, great. I know someone who's also really good at this thing. Put this together and then boom. They've created a multi-billion £, company and sold it, and now they never have to worry about money ever again in their entire life, because it'll be very hard to get rid of billions. Very, very hard. Although I suppose it's been done at some point. Companies do that, but individuals, I'm not sure. Where am I going with this today? I don't know. See, I just wanted to just click record and bring this about, and then hopefully there's some bits that have, like, you've got from this that are helping you out. And here's the thing, when that person was creating that company, they weren't tired, they weren't overwhelmed, they weren't exhausted when they were doing it. The times you get overwhelmed, the times you get exhausted, the times you feel a little bit flat, are probably the times when you're not doing something. Can you remember the last time that you did something that you really enjoyed, like really, really enjoyed? Maybe you were out with friends, maybe you were engaging in a hobby that you really enjoy. It doesn't matter how tired you are or how less sleep you have or how much work you've got on. When you're in that moment doing that thing, boom, you've got all the energy that you possibly need for it. All the energy you need. I remember as a kid, my dad used to take me to watch Man United. And we used to go and watch the European games, and they used to be on an evening, on a school day evening, so on a Tuesday night usually. So I spent the whole day at school. The game wouldn't start till 7, so I used to get tired. When we get to the seat, I'd sit down and be like, knackered from a whole day of school, doing PE. I played a lot of sports at school, I was tired, we got there, and then the game started. And that's it, energy came from nowhere. And when we scored, boom, I was up and I was cheering, I had all this energy. I get in the car to come home, fall asleep pretty much every time. But I guarantee you, if there was another Man United game after that game, and then another Man United game after that game, I'd have carried on cheering, I'd have carried on going, I'd have had this energy. Yeah, eventually we have to stop. I'm not saying we have to be on all the time. We do have to stop, we do have to take a break. But the time we feel the most tired and overwhelmed and stuck and struggling is when we stop, is when we slow down. Look at an aeroplane. There's no damage being done to the airplane when it's gliding up in the sky, when it's on off for its destination, going at 500-600 miles an hour. There's nothing going wrong with it. But what happens when it breaks, when it hits the floor, when it slows down, when it stops, when it impacts the floor? Suspension gets damaged. Tyres get damaged. When it goes down, if it's a bad landing, all the things in the cabin rattle around. You do that enough, that impact enough, things start to crack, things start to break. We're not designed to slow down. We're designed to stop and take a break. Yes, they definitely are. That's what planes do. They stop, they refuel, they take a break. Look at a Formula One racing car when it's on the straight and just going for it. Nothing hardly ever goes wrong when they're on the straight just going for it, unless they have a blowout. But nothing hardly ever goes wrong. When do they crash? When do things go wrong? When they're slowing down, when they're going around bends. Same as with human beings. How many people do you know work, retire, die? Too many. Well, I edited them, not too many at all, the right amount. It's all a lesson for you and I. And again, we don't need to work and don't take breaks. We need to take breaks, we need to take rest, we need to refuel, we need to sleep, we need to catch up, we need to just be in the moment every now and again. But whenever you feel tired, whenever you feel frustrated, whenever you feel overwhelmed, it's because you're blocking something. I truly believe it's because you're blocking something. I've been feeling tired and frustrated today. I was like, I've got this, like this kind of frustrated energy just building up inside me. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go in my life. I don't know who I am. And all these stories. But as soon as I go, right, I'm going to go sit down on the computer, I'm going to go and create something, I'm going to hit record, and I have no idea where it's going to go. 20 minutes into this now, like almost 22 minutes into this. Look at my energy, it's right up there. Yeah, I'm sipping a bulletproof coffee, but that won't be in my system yet. Give it another half an hour, 40 minutes, it's going to be in my system, but I'll have stopped the video by then. Because I have clients that I need to get to. Not because I'm planning anything, but I do have clients that I need to get to. So if you feel tired, if you feel frustrated, if you feel overwhelmed, stop blocking. Stop blocking stuff. Stuff wants to come through you. It wants to go out. It wants to move through you. That's an idea. That's an emotion. That's a feeling. Something's coming through you. If you block it, it will build up and it will get out of your own way. See what happens when you get out of the way? It just flows. I'll do it in slow motion because I've got a poor quality camera. You get in your way. Hang on. You get in your way. This thing. Here it is in slow motion. Get out your way. You put a brick wall in front of a plane taking off, or a brick wall in front of the start of the Grand Prix, we're going to crash. Disaster. Death. You put the end of the runway and an open sky for the plane. You put the racetrack for the race cars, and they just go. So same as with you. Get out of your own way. Go and just listen to what's going on right now for you. What's the next step? The next step to go and do something. It might be to watch another video on YouTube or wherever you're watching this. It might be to do that. It might be to get a pen and paper out and go, right, what am I blocking? What am I stopping? What should I be doing? What could I be doing right now? It might be to call a friend that you haven't seen in a while and gone, hey, I haven't spoken to you. And if you get that message, by the way, inside of you, not actually on your phone, but if you have that message right now, it's, oh God, you haven't spoke to them for a while. Could do with doing that. If your parents are still around, phone them and tell them you love them. If you had a message from the hospital saying, oh, by the way, your parents have got a minute left to live, you're going to go, oh, I can't call them now, I'm a little bit busy. You'd call them straight away and you'd tell them how much you love them, possibly if you're a normal human being. It might be to sign up to a gym membership. You might have seen a post somewhere on Facebook that says, oh, gym membership, this price, blah, blah, blah. That's a sign. You should jump on that and go and do it. If it feels right to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to listen to your feelings, check in and go, right, what's the next thing for me to do? The next thing for me to do is stop this video. In fact, the next thing for me to do is say thank you very much for taking your time out of your life and giving it to me to watch this video. But really, hopefully, you've given this time to you, because hopefully you've learned something from this video. Hopefully you've got something to take away from this video. The fact that you're watching a video titled How to Eliminate Fatigue and Overwhelm. See, I didn't even know the title of this video when I started it, but now I've got a title called, the title is How to Eliminate Fatigue and Overwhelm. See, I just trusted, I'm proof of this. I just took the next step. I created a video, how to overcome fatigue and overwhelm. I'm not going to die. I haven't died yet, touch wood, I'm still here. By creating this, haven't lost anything, nothing bad's happened, so I'm proof that the thing that you want to do that's inside of you to go and do is okay to go and do it. Life's too short to do stuff that you don't want to do, to be sat there feeling frustrated and overwhelmed and stressed and tired and anxious and depressed and worried and fearful. Life's too short. Who would you be without fear? Who would you be without that overwhelm? Who would you be without stress? Who would you be without the depression, the anxiety? I see you. I see you. The fact that you're watching this tells me that you want to grow, you want to progress, that you want to move forwards. I'm also proof that who you were isn't who you have to be. There'll be some people watching this right now that have known me for a long time and thinking, who is this crazy guy that's just turned up? I have no idea who he is. He should be talking about calories and bench pressing. I'm proof that you don't have to hold on to the stories of who you were. You can be whoever you want to be in the moment. Today I just wanted to show up and be the present moment. I wanted to be whatever came through me. I'm not going to judge whatever came out today. I'm not going to do that. And because I'm not judging what came out today, no one else out there is going to judge it. And if they do, I won't even see it. I love what came out today, and the good thing is about me loving what came out today, other people out there will be able to love what came out today. If I judge myself, all that will come back is people judging me, and that's all I'll see. The fact that I love that I was just in the moment, I hit record, and I just kind of jammed with you today and just went through it. We're up to 28 minutes again. It's just me flowing. I'm proof that you can do this. I'm proof that you can go, okay, what's in my body? What do I need to go and do now? Join the gym, start a relationship, finish a relationship, start a new career, end the old job, go for a walk, make a coffee, journal, watch some comedy, whatever it is, the next thing, reach out to me, whatever the next thing is, that's the next thing that is probably the thing that you should be doing right now. Whatever that next thing is. It might be commenting on this video, like I said, it might be reaching out to me. Whatever the next step is, detaching from the outcome of it. Because if you're in the outcome, you're in someone else's business because you're relying on someone else to react the way that you want them to react, or you're fearful of how they're going to react. That's their business, not yours. Your business is to do what's right for you in this moment right now. If I don't put this video out because I'm fearful of what somebody else might say, think, or do with it, I'm in their business. I'm not in my business. My business is open laptop, press record, start talking. That's my business. My business is thanking you very much for watching this video on how to overcome frustration and overwhelm, or fatigue and overwhelm. I'm not quite sure which one it's going to be yet. How to overcome frustration and overwhelm. Boom. How to overcome frustration and overwhelm. There we go. That feels so much better. That's sat with me. How to overcome frustration and overwhelm. So thank you very, very much for watching this. And that's it. I will speak to you soon.